So, a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Pritish Mandal, and I'll be hosting the webinar for today. And I'm the program manager at VC Now. And this webinar is part of XLRI's ongoing initiative to help working professionals gain practical insight into the evolving role of HR in business transformation. So today we have Professor Glorison with us from XLRI Jamshedpur, who is a distinguished academician and practitioner in the field of HR and leadership development. Over the next 60 minutes, we will explore how HR professionals can transition from traditional roles into strategic HR business partnering roles and positions, and what skills, mindset, and learning pathways are essential for that shift, right? So, thank you so much, Professor Glorison, for joining us today and for your guidance, for guiding our audience through this, relevant topic. So, before we begin, a quick note, the session will run for about 60 minutes, and you may drop your questions in the Q&A box during during the discussion, and we will take some of them towards the end of the webinar. With that, let's dive in, and I would request Professor Glorison to share your insights on today's discussion topic, which is HR journalist to HR business partner, and that is the topic of today's webinar: the strategic shift and career benefits of HRBP. Also, from a career perspective, we would like to understand how does becoming an HR BP impact one's growth trajectory, both in terms of roles and recognition within the organization. Right, sir? So over to you, Professor Glorison. We would like to hear from you. And then we will also keep taking up questions from the participants. You all are free to, put your questions in the chat box. We will also allow you to unmute yourself and ask your question directly to Professor Glorison. So as of now, you can keep posting your questions in the chat box, and we will try to answer that as well. Over to you, Professor Glorison.
Pradesh, one more thing. In between also, we will allow participants to come in and participate during the discussion. So I suggest, okay, let's also unmute all of them.
Sure.
Let's have an interactive feeling from the beginning itself. So thank you very much, Pradesh, for arranging this platform, me to interact with all of you. Very happy to see you all today evening on this particular topic. So my name is Glorison. First, I will introduce myself to you. Next, I would also like to know the background of some of the participants who are here today so that I can try to customize today's interaction to your specific requirements. So first of all, I'm going to start with my introduction. My name is Glorison. This is my 20th year in XLRI. So I did basic graduation in agriculture from Allahabad, did my PGDM from Symbiosis. After that, I worked in 3 different sectors as the coordinator or the head of HR. Then I moved into IIM Bangalore to do my doctoral program. Right now, I'm working in XLRI after completing it, as I mentioned, for the last 20 years. I teach multiple courses in XLRI. So 2 programs which I'm offering typically for the participants. One is on this HR business partnership. The other one is on HR analytics. There are also multiple organizations where I'm associated with in multiple capacities. Very happy to spend some time with you all. Have we unmuted our participants so they can also mention about the background they are coming from? Or otherwise, I would like to know how many of you are coming from talent acquisition perspective right now? Those who are here? Okay, Harsha is from talent acquisition perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, Harsha. Samrid, which background do you are from? I would just like to know. So only one person is from talent acquisition perspective. Anybody who is into HRBP role right now? Anyone who is into HRBP role right now?
I'm currently doing an HRBP role. I was managing talent management earlier.
Okay. Previously, you were into talent acquisition, but right now
Management.
you
Talent
are into
management. Currently,
HRBP.
yeah.
Okay, good. Prasenjit, you are an HRBP right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, so what I want to discuss with you, many organizations have started the role of human resource business partners. But while I was discussing with around 100 participants in my previous batch of HRBP, I found many of them are still doing transactive activities. Still, they are busy with transactive activities. So there is a possibility even for the people who are belonging to talent acquisition, learning and development, compensation, or even administrative activities, also to develop the required skill for business partnering, impress the interview board regarding the ability to move into such roles and make significant value additions to the organizations you are working on. And that kind of a transition and that kind of a career growth, which I'm going to discuss with you today. Before moving on, you may use either the chat box or you may come in and share your insight with me directly. Do you know which role is maximum in human resource management? Which role, which vertical may encompass maximum number of HR professionals?
Talent acquisition.
Talent acquisition, good. HR operations may be having multiple sub-verticals, Samrit,
Right.
within that.
Yes.
Okay. So some growing organizations, if they are growing in terms of number, naturally talent acquisition may be having maximum number of people. But I'm looking at organizations which are relatively stable. HR business partnering seems to be having maximum number of HR professionals. Fortunately or unfortunately, those who have done a proper program in human resource management, especially a 2-year program, has never gone through a course which equipped them to do HR business partnering role. And as a result, their ability to add value to the organization is becoming severely constrained. So, what I will be discussing with you today, how you will be able to add value to the organization as an HRBP and make significant improvement for your career from a transactive mindset to a person who is going to provide solutions to the business problems existing in your organization. It requires a significant mindset change. So I'm going back to my previous batch of around 103 participants. What I would like to share with you, while they started the program, many of them were within that transactive HR mindset. To become a good HR business partner, you need to develop a strategic mindset through which you can partner with your business people, the line managers. So let me talk about all of them. So initially, I'm going to share a slide. Especially, I wanted to share one WhatsApp message we received in our PGDM community. So we passed out in 1999. So in that particular group, I received an email right now. So please confirm, are you able to see my slides?
Yes,
Yes,
we are.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So just go through this email. So HR double nines, that means we passed out in 99. So I'm just taking the initial lines of the email which I received. Please go through it. By this time, you might have covered the first 3 paragraphs. My emphasis is going to be on the fourth or the final paragraph. Please read the final paragraph carefully. I'm talking about the way by which HR professionals are perceived by their colleagues, mostly at their own level. Some of them may be perceived in a similar manner by their seniors, their business partners, sometimes even by the top leadership. Even some HR professionals may be having this kind of a feeling, this kind of a rating about themselves, the inability to add value. What forced them to do only transactive activities, routine work, and they are not able to see how their career is going to progress. So that's the context which I'm talking about. So I will tell you about the way by which the perspectives about the HR professionals are getting evolved over a period of time. So after seeing this message today, I just responded to my friend by around 12:59 p.m. by that angry face. I'm not at all happy with it. Even the moment I started doing my PGDM from Symbiosis, they have got another batch of, multiple batches wherein people specializing in other areas like marketing, finance, international business, etc. They always used to view HR professionals as second-class citizens. To some extent, even that feeling is there in XLRI also. Sometimes people may say those who are not able to get into the general program of IIMs are joining in XLRI for their HR program. Or in other words, HR professionals are somewhat second-class citizens who are not able to get into the kind of jobs we are in right now. And that is a perception I want to change. The moment I was doing my PGDM, I felt it and I have taken it as a part of my career mission. And both the programs I'm offering, HRBP and also the HR analytics, is expected to change that perception. So after reacting this, my friend responded back to me by around 1:30 p.m. saying that it is only for fun. Actually, this friend, his name is Shashi, he moved out of HR. He moved into a partner level positions in PwC, and he also believes in what he has forwarded to some extent. So then we had some discussions, and I also told him, I'm going to start my webinar by showing the message. Remember, this is not written by him. He just wanted to provoke all of us in the group. That's why he sent it. Now, let me move on. I'm just showing you two landmark articles. The first one is from 2005. It is by a company by name Fast Company, which published a lot of digital and also hard copy articles at that point of time, magazines. So this is one of their hit article, Why We Hate HR, the human resource profession. So that's the first thing which I want you to remember and understand, the kind of a perception. 2015, HBR, Harvard Business Review, has come up with another article. The perception hasn't changed much. Why we love to hate HR. I'm talking about the line managers or the business partners perspective. And this article also says what we should do about this. Very rarely we hear about an HR head becoming the CEO of an organization. So, as I told you, we are considered as a cost center. We are considered as the one who is just doing administrative activities in the firm. Sometimes we are also perceived as the people who are developing the rules with which we are bounding employees and not allowing them to flourish in an organization. They got so many complaints about us. And one way to overcome all of them is through the route of HR business partnership. Prove to them that we can add value by managing human talent in a given organization and how to utilize the human talent to find solutions for the business problems is what I'm going to focus maybe in the next 20 minutes with two examples from India and also one example from abroad. I'm going to give you examples which are slightly old, The recent examples we will be discussing during the class, and I can proudly say, out of the batch, large majority of them were able to come up with proposals based upon human capital through which they can solve business problems of an organization. They are effectively becoming HR business partner. Their career growth is going up. They are demanded from multiple line managers because they want such kind of a business partner. So such solutions they were able to develop as a part of the project they were doing for this program. Now, you might have seen in my previous slide, 2005, why we hate. 2015, why we love to hate and what we should do. By 2023, not waiting till 2025, the same company has come up with another article. Now, many people wanted to move into human resource management. They are developing that kind of a strategic orientation. They are trying to improve the culture, the success rate of an organization. Many of them have contributed a lot during pandemic season and provided their and proved their value to the organization. So slowly the perception about human resource professionals are changing. And what I want to ask you, have you started to feel in your organization that those perceptions are changing? If it is not happening, what you need to do, how you can improve your credibility as a valuable employee, just like every other function, is something which I am going to demonstrate through 3 examples. So what is our objective? We don't want to be treated as a cost center. We wanted to be viewed as someone who is going to offer value to all stakeholders, not just employees, even to customers, suppliers, regulators, government, all stakeholders whom we can visualize. That is possible for a good HR business partner. Next, we can also provide solutions to the business problems. Let it be related to market share, let it be related to unavailability or maybe increasing cost of the raw material, let it be related to lowering of the margin which an organization is facing or the huge competition coming up. There are ways by which we can provide solutions just like other functional people. So that's the theme which we will be discussing as a part of this program, and how we will move away from that transactional activity from any HR domain. Even if you're not getting into an HRBP role quickly within that domain, how can you add value? If you have got some specific questions within the available time, you can ask, and I will try to provide you answers for it in a short moment. So that's what we are going to focus during this discussion. So I'm going to take it up with 3 examples. So I would prefer my participants to come up with some suggestions, some solutions. So remember, here I'm going to give you the real problems that were existing and how they were able to overcome the problems that were existing in this organization by using human capital. So remember, at the end of the day, HR business partner will offer solutions through human capital, the management of human capital, that also humane management of human capital. So let's talk about the beginning years of the Reliance Retail. And they were finding it very difficult to gain legitimacy in West Bengal. Their employees and stores are facing sporadic attack. From somewhere, people will appear, they will throw stones, and these outlets are expected to or forced to shut their stores. So they are finding it difficult to continue their business. So that's the context which I'm talking about. Now, what I want to ask you, in such a context, they realize that in West Bengal, it's more of a philosophical issue. They do not want a monopoly or a large corporate to come and grab the opportunity that the local businessman is having. So in such a context, how can you provide a solution from human capital side? Any suggestion from any participant who is attending this class? Let's go through it one by one and check, are you able to offer solutions for this scenario, what actually happened in Reliance West Bengal operations based upon your current understanding and expertise. Anyone who would like to make some suggestions? So this is a socio-political scenario. How we can manage it through human capital. Anyone? Nobody has got any idea? I will tell you a few things they try to do. They try to include these local businessmen into their operations. For example, they try to allow the local businessman to take over a part of the Reliance operation. For example, managing the vegetable section, managing the grocery section, rather than them doing it. At the end of the day, what will happen? These things are getting built in and they are getting money. So they were trying to gain their support. But remember, this is not through human capital management. Any other suggestion from any of the batchmate, any of the participant? Try it out. Let's check our ability to think strategically. Let it go wrong. What will you miss? Nothing much. Do you want me to directly give you the solution? Okay, some suggestions are coming through the chat message. Let me check. Okay, local hiring. Stephen, how local hiring can help you? Would you like to explain it in a little more detail?
Stephen, you can unmute yourself. We would like to, discuss on this.
Stephen, even my solution is going to start from there. Local hiring. But how local hiring is going to help you? That's the precise point I'm looking at. Okay, you are traveling. So you won't be able to. Can anybody
I'm just
develop
trying
the...
to understand from his response that maybe the connect and the local language with the people will help to grab more customers.
But what
If it's
happened, even the local people who are joining this organization were treated as an enemies by people, especially in West Bengal. Reliance Retail faced opposition from two states to a larger level. One is UP and the second one was West Bengal. In UP, by gaining the support of the social and political leaders, they were able to overcome it. But here, even while a local employee is either trying to deliver the items, they are getting attacked by people. That was a scenario they were facing. Mercy, I already said local vendors were given an opportunity to do business from their outlet. But with that, the opposition was not going down. Good, you were able to visualize it, Mercy. Something beyond that. In lines with what our friend was mentioning. Okay, let me provide you the answer. You may be able to give solution for the next scenario. Okay, one more suggestion coming in. Collaboration. Okay, he's saying that rather than bringing in outsiders, the local employees may change the philosophical difference. So the starting point is there, Stephen. You got it that much correct. But what they have done, I'm going to tell you about the step which Reliance practiced in West Bengal. They started to recruit large number of local residents, not into the payroll of vendors. Remember, we already discussed that they allowed vendors to operate from the Reliance retail outlet. So many of them were within the payroll of the vendors. They converted them into the payroll of Reliance. I hope you are able to understand the steps they are taking. They converted the vendor employees into Reliance payroll. They sat quiet for around 6 months. The protests were still going on. And after that, the PR machinery of Reliance became very active. They started to say, we are contemplating about stopping our businesses in West Bengal. Then, not from Reliance, from other public figures, other analysts, the data started to come in. If Reliance is going to close down their outlets in West Bengal, how many employees will start to lose their job? That philosophical issue was more dearer to the people in West Bengal rather than allowing a big corporate to operate in West Bengal. So slowly the public opinion is turning in support of Reliance. I'm repeating it again. The public opinion is turning in support of Reliance, and they do not want such an event to happen in West Bengal. Now remember about the image of the West Bengal during 2010 and the years just before it. And at that point of time, people wanted the Reliance to continue to operate. They do not want to be blamed as someone responsible for Reliance closing down their operation and resulting in many people from the local residents, West Bengal, to lose their job. So have you understood the way by which they have done their strategy by addressing another philosophical issue which is more dearer, converting the employees of vendors into the Reliance payroll, and then trying to set the agenda back to the people. Do you want these people to lose jobs because the opposition continues? Slowly, Reliance started to gain legitimacy. I also wanted to share another data which I've come across very recently. If I compare the annual report of Reliance from the last year to the current year, there is around 40,000 people lost jobs in Reliance. And majority of them are from the Reliance retail business. They converted many such positions into temporary or contractual positions, maybe to increase their margin. But initially, to get legitimacy, they have used the strategy coming from the human capital side. Are you all with me? Anybody who would like to come up with a follow-up question? So I'm talking about how human capital initiatives are used to overcome a socio-political issue. Now let me get into another organization, that is Mahindra. Now go through the short case facts. Mahindra, I'm talking about incident that happened at least 10 to 15 years back. Mahindra in JD Power survey used to get the lowest scores in terms of the quality perceptions from their customers. So customers are not happy with the quality levels of Mahindra. So what they wanted to do, they wanted to change the employees' understanding about the quality requirement. They tried to train them. People will attend the training program, but nothing is happening. The quality levels are not increasing. So I'm talking about the customer perceptions about the Mahindra, and it was also reality that the quality levels were relatively low. Remember, I'm addressing a business issue. The quality levels relatively low. How can Mahindra change that customer perception and improve the quality levels of Mahindra quickly? I told you they already done some initiatives in terms of training people, communicating to them, but none of them are resulting in improvement. Can you come up with some other human capital initiative through which they can solve the business problem of inferior quality and also poor customer perception about Mahindra vehicles? Okay, Mercy says the training quality was not up to the mark. That's a very good point. I accept that. But what would you suggest as a solution, Mercy? Harsha suggests customer service team to go for a cross-functional project with quality team. But how it is becoming a human capital initiative? Harsha, can you explain that part? I understand that you're talking about.
From a movement perspective, like a job rotation for some time, and then once they get the inputs, they can come back and apply in their respective roles.
Now remember, the quality levels are poor because none of the employees are trying to ensure the quality levels. They are not aware about the necessity for it. So you're talking about, let some customer people come and work in quality team. Quality team itself is identifying that the quality levels are relatively poor, but they also need to attain some quality standards and they are forced to compromise on it. But the problem is with almost every employee involved and they are not able to understand the necessity to improve quality levels. So it's a part of employees' lack of willingness. Okay, hiring good resources. So Prasenjit, are you saying that we need to change the entire employees? Because all of them are contributing to this problem. Okay, they tried to come up with incentives, but it was not working to that extent. That's a good suggestion from Manikanda. They tried that. They said if quality levels are improving, we will provide you extra incentives, but they are not getting the desired results even after that. I need to really congratulate Manikanda for that suggestion. Anything more? Okay, let me provide you the solution. Remember, you can refer to the records and you will see exactly the PR mechanism I mentioned for Reliance happened in West Bengal. And you can also go and check related to the period, and what I'm going to suggest is still available in their Nasik. So what Mahindra has done, they set up a huge quality training institute. It is not just about setting the quality training institute. What they have done, they ensured that this training institute has got all the facilities of the management development center, like a swimming pool, very posh rooms, and every employee is expected to go through a training program in that quality training institute. So remember, a junior level employee, a workman, all of them who are never even allowed to get into the management development center where there is a swimming pool, all the facilities, the AC rooms, now they are attending training program in a comparable infrastructure. So through this activity, Mahindra is communicating very strongly regarding the necessity to improve quality, and it requires the support of every employee across the level. In a management development center, only the managers and above are expected to go, staying in AC rooms and all. But here, every workman is attending training program with their seniors. And through that, Mahindra communicated the need for improvement in quality. And if you compare the improvements in JD Power survey, soon after this initiative comes in, Mahindra demonstrated or reported a huge increase in the quality perception. Everybody started to own up the quality issues and the necessity to contribute towards it. Look at the suggestion, the way in which it is coming in, and how they are able to address a business problem like quality, customer perception coming from a human capital initiative. Now comes in a solution from abroad. I'm referring about a Japanese company by name Nomura. Now, let me present the short case facts. 2008, the financial crisis. Lehman Brothers is collapsing. Now, what Nomura wanted to do, okay, 1 second. Okay. Nomura, now remember, their North American operations with significant liability got acquired by a company for $1.75 billion. Nomura is interested in getting the technology and whatever Lehman Brothers is good at in Asia. Even this company was going through the crisis. Somehow they managed to raise $225 million. Now remember, $225 million is much, much lower than what they have paid for the operations in North America with huge liability. and they acquired their Asian operations. And while they've gone through the advantage they got this acquisition, they realized that they do not want to miss out the next asset, the European operations. But due to financial difficulties, they are not able to acquire their operations in Europe. Can you come up with a human capital initiative through which they can acquire their assets in Europe at a manageable cost? In fact, you may check up in internet. So some reports suggest they acquired the European operations. Very rarely you will see the amount they are paid. Whatever available in internet suggests they acquired it for $2. How will you try to ensure that acquisition at such a lower price? What is a human capital initiative you can think of? Remember, now we are moving into acquisition. What HR professionals can do in that domain? Any suggestion? Okay, I think I got one chat message. Is it for this one? Prasanjit, are you referring about the current issue or no? I think he has mentioned about the previous one. I would say Prasanjit's suggestion is the route through which you need to think about. Prasanjit got it almost right. But can you check talent retention and engagement? Not exactly. Something beyond that. Prasanjit has got that idea. Okay, it's not just about merger and acquisition specialist. They have got them already. Something related to talent acquisition again.
Yeah.
And let me give you the hint through which they ensured that no other competitor is interested in acquiring their US operations. Some initiative through which they ensured that nobody else is there to buy the assets of Lehman Brothers. They are forced to sell it off to complete the legal process. And that's the context where they are able to acquire it at a nominal value of $2. Okay, Barclays presence. Of course, they are interested and they were also wanted to acquire it at a relatively reasonable price. But at some point of time, they found it is not worth acquiring this company, especially because there are financial obligations. It will only result in losses because of some human capital initiative they have done. I'm going back to what Prasanjit has done. They recruited almost all critical talent of Lehman Brothers. Remember, everybody is desperately looking for a job. At a very low cost, they got almost every good human talent, and other companies found there is no merit in acquiring their European asset. So no more interest, and they are forced to sell, and they were searching for somebody who is willing to take that extra risk. $2 they paid as a nominal value. You just refer in internet, you will see all this information, but you may not see what they have done in terms of human capital management. So the point I'm trying to communicate, going back to the common issue, how will you get solutions for business problem through human capital solutions? The moment you are able to come up with such solutions, may not be the large problems I'm discussing right now, what your business partner is facing, then your criticality is increasing, your career is going to grow. Organization is very interested in retaining you, very interested in you giving you significant hike in salary, more responsibilities, and business partners are going to fight for you. We want this kind of a business partner, even if it's not a business partner, this kind of a talent acquisition expert, this kind of a learning and development expert in my team. And therefore, your career is going to get the kind of a boost you are looking for, and you are also escaping from the transaction activity which may be taken over by AI at any point of time. You are securing your job. You are ensuring the growth for your from your professional perspective. So with that, I'm going to close the examples which I'm discussing. I will take up the questions, but we are going to define HR business partnering in the following manner. While enrolling for this program, we're going to talk about how you can improve the performance of human capital in following manner. Prasanjit, 1 second, I'm coming to you. Through human capital initiatives, which are appropriate, integrated, evidence-based, and strategy consistent. These four characteristics of human capital initiative will ensure that you will be able to solve the problems of business, you will be able to improve the performance of your organization, and you will also develop a significantly different mindset. You will get respected by your line partners. You will be able to show that you are able to provide better ROI than majority, if not most of your, let me say, line partners. So that's what I'm promising through this program. Now, let me start with questions from Prasanjit. Go ahead, Prasanjit.
Yes, sir. Sir, one request. Can you go back the Mahindra company slide?
Yes.
Actually, sir, you just told us na what is the solution. So first is keep in mind the
Prasanjit,
training.
Prasanjit, I'm losing your audio. You may also feel free to send it to me through chat message. I will read it out. Try once again to continue to
Okay,
contribute, but you can also ask your question through a chat message. Sometimes maybe the place where you are in, there may be some problem.
okay, sir. I will.
No, it's now you're audible. Please try once again. If it's not working, you may send your question through chat message.
Now I'm audible, na, sir?
Yes.
Actually, you told us the Mahindra set up a one training school for quality training, right? That is the solution. But that is comes in my mind fast. But in your question, it is written that no amount of training is improving the quality for the employees. So that's why just
Ah,
um,
Prasanjit, the difference I wanted to understand is not just about a training institute. It's an institute which demonstrated the commitment of Mahindra towards quality to everybody in the organization, the way in which they are setting. Remember, Management Development Center, which has got AC accommodation, swimming pool, all the facilities. They set up
okay,
an
okay.
institute which is comparable, and every employee is going and attending sessions from there.
It is mandatory, right?
Okay, now everybody is said you have got an equal role to play like our managers in terms of improving quality, and that's what helping people to change their mindset.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Got it,
So
got it.
remember the way by which we do even our learning and development initiatives to solve the problem. That's the difference which I am indicating.
Right, sir. Got it, sir.
Welcome. Any other doubts? Any other questions?
No, sir.
So some of the characteristics which you need to ensure to move into that level, to contribute towards solving business problems. It should be connected with the strategy of the organization. Your human capital initiatives should have the quality or the characteristics of integration, integrated human capital initiatives. Similarly, appropriate for the employee segment or the problem you are addressing to. Even in an organization, rather than blindly following the common corporate policy, as an HRBP, you should be able to customize things for the segment you are held accountable for or responsible for. And you should also be able to move into an evidence-based approach. Prove the value you are adding to the organization. And I am going to assure you, it is possible for you to add value more than a typical line manager. More things related to this data will be shared during this program. But if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. I will be answering every specific questions you are going to ask, maybe for another 10 more minutes. I will also tell you one more thing. While I mentioned about the 3 initiatives, I haven't made a claim that these initiatives have come from HR professionals of the respective organization. Let me repeat it again. These initiatives, even though happened in the firm, Nomura, Mahindra, Reliance Retail, it may not be necessary that it has come from either the CHRO or maybe senior level HR executive or junior level HR executives. It can also come from the line managers. Now, what I wanted to understand, if the line managers are able to come up with HR solutions, human capital solutions for their business problem, we are still losing credibility. We are pushed to the transactive activity. And therefore, I would suggest to improve your career. You should know how to add value through the function you are held accountable for. Something wherein you have got more freedom. Let it be learning and development. Let it be compensation. Everywhere you should be able to link it with the prevailing problems of your organization and able to make that kind of a solution so that you will become the first candidate to be considered for those business partnering position, not just change in the designation, but someone who's going to work with a completely different mindset. So one of the objectives of this program, which you can see from the brochure, it will help you to change your mindset. It will help you to understand the value you can provide to the organization. If there are no questions, Pradesh, please take over.
So I have a question. This is Mazi here.
Yeah, go ahead, Basi.
Hi. So just one question. In today's time and age, today the AI factor is, kind of taking over so many aspects of HR, analytics, and, so on and so forth. How do we integrate the HR BP and the AI factor, when we are looking at it from that perspective? Please, can you, share some insights on that?
Okay. First one, among the multiple roles in human resource management, HRBP roles are very difficult for AI to take over because AI will not be able to provide solution appropriate for a given firm. If that's the case, everybody can get the solution. But almost every other roles have got significant transactive activity, and there is a possibility for them to be taken over or automated by AI. But a business partner need to augment the AI by using AI to generate those evidential support, to look at different consequences and make sure that how human capital practices or the people management practices need to be integrated, to compare multiple proposals and to see what is ideal, and to check and also come up with suggestions through which you can make strategic changes for your firm. I'm repeating it again. Many of you may not be able to appreciate at this level. If you are able to get into that mindset, you will also be developing strategy for the organization rather than just involved in implementing the strategy. So their role, you can augment artificial intelligence.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Professor Glorison. So I think now I'm going to share a short slide with the program details. So today's webinar, this is for all the participants. Today's webinar, which we are doing, this is about the HRBP program, which we are doing at XLRI Jamshedpur. meant for working professionals. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly share the program outline, and after that, we will take a few more questions, and then we'll close today's session. So with your permission, sir, I will now share my screen.
Please, God, I stop sharing from my side.
I think my screen is visible now, right? Okay, so this HRBP program, we call it Executive Development Program in Human Resource and Business Partnering. And this is a live and online program, and the session happens, the live and interactive sessions will happen on every Sunday, 9:30 p.m. to 12:45 p.m. And there will be a 3 days of campus immersion also towards, the dates will be announced to you after the program starts, and it usually happens, towards the end of the program as well. The program is commencing from 16th of November 2025, and all the sessions will happen over a Zoom call only. The eligibility criteria of this program is that you should be having 2 years of work experience after your graduation if you are a HR professional, and if you are a non-HR professional, then 5 years of work experience is required. The total program fee is 2,15,000 plus GST, which can be payable into 4 installment. And yes, there will be an alumni status also from XLRI Jamshedpur. Right, so you will get to learn from Professor Glorison, Professor Freeman, and other renowned faculties of XLRI Jamshedpur when you will be joining this batch. And you can reach out to us at 78350-60417. If you want to download the brochure, you can scan the QR code, and I have also shared the link to download the brochure in the chat box. You can also write to me at pritish.mandal@vcnow.in. You can take a screenshot of this page, or you can simply download the brochure, which will have the detailed content on it. The program content will be there. Also, I will be quickly sharing the program content so that you also get an idea what exactly it is that we are going to cover in the program in terms of content. Right, so I'm just sharing my screen in a moment. Right, so this is the program content. As you can see, there are many one, but I'll just try to read out the content here. Introduction to HRBP concept, and then comparing the mindsets HRBP versus other HR professionals. Alignment of strategy with HRM practices. Business partnering for various life cycle stages. Contribution of HR in business transformation. Addressing challenges in business transformation through HR. Contextualization of business partnering across industries, business partnering in emerging industries, compensation practices for HRBP, competencies for HRBP practitioners, influencing skills, HR policy customization based on business requirement, finding solution for business challenges, political skills for HRBP practitioners, investment strategies for HRBPs, ensuring engagement, facilitating business requirement, strategic partnership through performance management, talent management integrated through performance management, and then performance management's role in determining business outcome, mindfulness of HRBPs, business goals through diversities, L&D for attaining business results, measuring the ROI of HRBP initiative, and then we will have grooming and developing talent for businesses. So these are the modules which we are going to cover in the program. So you can go through our brochure. I have shared the link of this program brochure in the chat box, and you can also, if you have taken the screenshot of the QR code, you will be able to get the information from there also. Right, so this is the program details, and we have one question from Malvika. What will be the pedagogy style be like throughout the program? Professor Glorison, if you would like to share something on this.
There are multiple pedagogy used during this program. Case studies will be there. Simulation, at least one simulation will be there. There is also going to be reflections. There are also going to be people from industry, one or two of them who are coming, and also people from the last batch will be coming and sharing how they found solutions for problems in their organization. So it's going to be multiple methodologies. We will be having some remember, there are multiple faculty members coming in. Some of them may be using role plays. So it's going to be multiple methodologies during the entire sessions. So there are around 31 online sessions and 2 days in XLRI campus. And during the XLRI campus, you're going to make presentations, how each of your batchmate have tried to sort out these business challenges.
Thank you, Professor. Professor Glorison, one question. I know we are already at 5 p.m., but one question which we usually come across when we are discussing about this program with various participants is that what are the most common mistakes HR professionals make while trying to move into HRBP roles? So anything on that, because this is something which we understood that people do try to understand. So what is it that you think about it?
Okay, the most common mistake, they won't move away from the mindset of an HR generalist. Whichever function they were coming from, they try to do the same thing with a different role. And they will find it very difficult to prioritize between how they can help the business through the customization of policies versus just enforcing the common policies everywhere. So an HRBP is supposed to customize the HR policies so that he or she can facilitate the attainment of the goals of the respective business he is partnering with. So the mindset change is the most difficult thing. And there are so many reflections, exercises you will do as a part of this program to make sure that that kind of a transition is going to happen to you.
Right.
And there are two interactions in terms of your project with the respective guide from XLRI. And we will also ensure that you are not going to just apply your HR approach to solve the business problem. You're picking up a business problem and you're finding solutions by utilizing what you have learned through the program.
So that answers my second question also. So I was about to ask you that how this HRBP program actually prepares professionals for this transition. So I think you have already answered that. Anything you want to add here?
All of you will get around 20 minutes of time minimum for interaction. And that also not in one, at 2 stages of your project preparation. And you will also get feedback while you're coming to the campus.
Great. Thank you so much, Professor. And do we have any questions? Anything what we want to ask? There are many participants in this today's session. Yes, Harsha, please.
Just wanted to know, or if you guys could share if there are any success stories after doing this program. Was it a career elevation, or was it a job change that someone had secured after getting the respective insights from your program?
Okay. After the completion of this program, one of my participants became a global HR head for a company by name Satcom Station, and she was here in XLRI to take a session for another batch. So this is just one example that come to top of my mind. There are also many other people who were able to improve. I also know about someone else again becoming. So this is basically an Indian company which has got offices in Netherlands, Singapore, Dubai, beyond Mumbai. Then I also know about another person who also becoming the global HR head. I'm forgetting the name of the organization. It's a Japanese organization, not an Indian organization. She was in junior role there, but she's getting promoted as the global HR head.
No worries. Even if we can get the page or if a document of the success stories, that would be helpful. Maybe in the chat box, we'll be able to understand how people have applied it towards the success in their journey, career journey.
Samrit, I believe both of them are they different?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one is only on human resource management. Here the focus is on business partnering. So they are different. One will give you more knowledge about human resource management. But here the entire focus of every session is help you to assist business, develop that mindset. And that's how they are different. So you look at summary, your objective. Do you want to learn more about pure human resource management? I suggest the first program on human resource management. But if you want to learn more about HRBP, you have gone through a proper program wherein you can understand it. Here also, we'll be discussing about multiple themes, but here the major focus is to equip you to the HRBP roles or strategic roles in human resource management so that you can work at the top level in an organization and assist the firm to attain its objectives, improving the firm performance. But HRM will help you to do well in talent acquisition, well in learning and development, and other HR verticals. That's the difference.
So Samrit, we have many other programs into, general HR management programs. In fact, short term, long duration. But again, the objective is different, as Professor Glorison has mentioned, right? So the HRM programs are more into general in nature, which will cover your general HR objectives. You can speak to us if you want to know more about, the details about the program. You need more clarity. You can speak to us, and we will help you to, decide which program will be suitable for you. Right. So Harsha, you asked us about the feedback of the program and all. Of course, we will share it with you, but one suggestion which I would like to share, which I always share it with other participants also. See, you don't have to choose a program by looking at the success stories of others. For me, the the feedback might be different. For you, it will be different. Maybe the product is same, but the feedback will be different for different people, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that what is your objective that you need to see, and after that you have to choose the program which program you want to see, you want to do. Success stories. See, in a batch, we will share. Of course, if you want to only see the success stories, we can definitely share the success stories only. But again, don't take your decision based on the success stories of others. This is what I want to share, right? Because in a classroom, there are 50 people. Not everyone is doing great when they were in school. One teacher is teaching, and not everyone is doing same in their career nowadays. So we should not be doing that comparison when it comes to our own career, because my objective is different, your is different. So whenever we are taking a decision, it has to be purely on what I am going to learn from the program and how it is going to help me, right?
Like,
So this
okay.
is what I wanted to share, right? So,
Okay.
so I hope you understood why I'm sharing this, so that I can give you fancy stories, but is it going to help you? So that is the question which you will have to ask yourself also, right?
So if you
So
ask me the objective, like I had mentioned that I'm from a TA background. So obviously being more strategic or moving to a strategic role on HRBP role, that would be the main objective.
correct. So Professor Glorison, I think you can answer this specific question, because we know what exactly is her objective now. So what would you recommend, sir?
Harshida, if you remember the three examples which I mentioned, out of which two of them wherein business solutions were coming by the correct applications of talent acquisition practices in the right manner. Just check, will you be able to develop these kinds of solutions for your context? And I have given such examples, or rather highlighted that, because I think some of you have already declared that you are coming from that background. Now remember, me as a facilitator won't be able to give you a solution for the problem you are facing right now. But I will help you to develop the ability to do it by yourself. But if you want, you can do a project on such challenges. There, if you're going to pick one of us as a guide, we will help you by working with you.
Understood. Great. Thank you so much, Professor.
One question we have received from Samrit. Is there any job placement? See, Samrit, this program is meant for working professionals, people those who are already working and want to enhance their skills into specific, area. So you will join this program. You will have, participants from different industries, different organizations from different locations. You will create your own network. The purpose of doing this program is not to get a job placement. And yes, we do not offer any job placements in such programs, because these are all purely, a program which is meant for working professionals, right? So yes, after doing this program, you will develop certain skill sets which you are going to utilize. You will be able to understand after doing the program that before doing this course, how I used to think, and after doing this course, what is the change in my thought process. So you're going to use those learnings in your job. And of course, you can open new opportunities for yourself by using your networks. You will come to the campus, you will meet with the faculties, you will meet your batchmates also. If you have 50 people, participants in your batch, you will have 50 opportunities. How you are going to use those network is something which is up to you, right? So these are all professional certificate courses, no direct placements. And yes, placements are something which are meant for freshers, those who don't have any network in the industry, and they need something to start, right? But here we all are working professionals. We are here to learn new concepts, and this is what it is going to help us through this program. So I think this answers your query about the placements. Any questions we have? Because we can now close the session if if there are no questions. So I'm just quickly sharing my screen for one more time so that you can note down the contact details, and you can just take the screenshot of this page and scan the QR code to download the program brochure. So just keeping it open for a few more seconds, and after that we will be closing the session. Right. Thank you, Professor Glorison. Thank you so much for joining us today. I would also like to thank you, all the participants, those who had taken their time on Saturday evening and taking up this session. If you have any questions, queries, please feel free to reach out to us and speak to our advisors. Right. And we hope to see you all in the classroom. It will be a very exciting journey next few months if you join the session with us. Right. So thank you, Professor Glorison, once again, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Pradesh. Thank you, everybody who participated and asked questions, sought clarifications, and given some suggestions. All the best to all of you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.